What's up, everybody? I'm back. Another story video. Uh, I tell a lot of story videos about amusement parks and stuff like that, but I haven't done NASCAR related content in a while. But I got a couple of good stories to tell. The first of which is one of the most boring races that I've ever seen in general, in person, on TV. Oh boy, let's get into this. This race that I'm talking about in particular is the 2013 Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis. Uh, at the time of recording this video, Indianapolis is the only track I've seen a NASCAR race at other than MIS. In September, that is subject to change. You'll be getting more info on that when the date arrives. But yes, plans are for me to go to another different track in September. But we attended this one. This was 2013. We actually got surprised for my brother's birthday. It was very disappointing because we didn't go to the June MIS race. Because we were saving up to go to this one, and then we got surprised with the fun tickets, and it was really, really awesome. Me, my brother, my dad, and my grandpa all went. And the experience, the pre-race experience at the track, we actually went to done a track tour of Indianapolis. Back, it was in March, I believe, March or April, I think it was. We did a track tour in April of Indianapolis, and we got to see the whole facilities and the speedway and everything. And that was really, really cool. So I was really excited to go back and actually see a race there and experience the race day environment. Also a little bit better weather because it was going to be warmer and stuff like that. So that was going to be fun. And we get to the track, and, one thing you know about Indianapolis Motor Speedway, it's freaking massive. It is huge. So we knew that going in. And I don't know if it was really a weird idea or not, but all the pre-race events were condensed to the middle of the track. Now the track's so huge that you can do that, and also maybe that's because the museum is there and they opened the museum up. You can go explore the museum. I don't know if it's actually open on race days or not. I wouldn't think so, but I mean, it's good revenue if you want to try. Maybe it's free with admission to the track. I don't know. It depends. But all the shopping haulers, the other festivities and events, all that stuff took place on the inside of the infield of the track. And the infield is massive, so they were able to fit all in there. They had haulers. The haulers were still in pretty good standing. They still had a lot of haulers back in 2013. I don't remember exactly how many. I do know I got a boatload of diecasts, though, including I got a Joey Logano diecast, I got a Brad Keselowski diecast, a Kevin Harvick diecast. The latter of those two came on stands because they're. This is back when we're still collecting 164s at a blinding rate. I still have all those diecasts to this day as well. My brother got a couple diecasts as well. And then that was really fun, and we got to walk around. One of the highlight pieces of that day, though, was actually getting to meet Joe Gibbs in person for the first time, and the only time. We were walking along one of the roads, and he just passed by in a go-kart, not a go-kart, a golf. Yeah, Joe Gibbs just driving by in a go-kart, going to win the Indy 500, yeah, that kind of thing. Kyle Busch is a good driver. Yeah, short track racing. And then he just passed by in a golf cart with somebody, and I would turn around like, I think that's Joe Gibbs. And my dad immediately whips around and is like, hey, Joe! And the guy stops. We went and said hi. We didn't get an autograph, but he did take a picture with us, which was really, really fun. And he just went on his day, and we went about ours like nothing ever happened. Like, it was just a cool little exchange. That was awesome. He's the only NASCAR owner I've ever gotten to meet in person. He was also an NFL head coach. So that's the name redacted, so that's really good. That was really, really cool experience that I'll never forget. Get to finally meet that guy. It was crazy. We also stood in the audience and watched what NASCAR did back then. It was called their version of game day. It was really just called race day. Clever pun on the name, I know. We stood there. That was kind of boring because they had the broadcasters covered by a little thing, which they do for college football as well. So that wasn't. But it was hard to, because of the sun, it was hard to see. And it wasn't really that exciting. Could barely hear what they were saying. So we didn't stick around there for too long. Now let's get to the actual race experience, okay? So we get up to our seats. We sat in turn one. I can exactly remember the view we had. You couldn't even see the whole track. We were up at the top of the bleachers on our turn. We were literally up at the top. We had the very top seats. I could turn around and I could just see the ground all the way down there. And all that was separating me from the ground was a chain link fence. Remember that freaking me the fuck out. I just did not want to lean up against that fence at all, in fear that it would give. Thankfully, it didn't, but we couldn't even see the whole track, which we kind of knew going in that was going to be a possibility. Again, Indianapolis is a fucking massive track, so we knew fairly well that we probably weren't going to be able to see the whole thing. We couldn't even see half, though. And we were up at the top, and it wasn't like there's higher grandstands anywhere you can see more. Like, they're all the same height level, so that was a little disappointing. Because all we could really see was them flying into turn one, go through turn one, and then somewhat on the backstretch. We couldn't really see much of the backstretch even, which kind of sucked. But all of that can be neutralized by some good racing, especially on restarts and stuff like that. And if you don't remember what happened in the 2013 Brickyard 400, Ryan Newman and Jimmy Johnson dominated the race, mostly Ryan Newman, and he would end up actually going on to win. It's the only time I've ever seen Ryan Newman win in person, so that was really, really cool. At least we got a cool underdog winner out of all this because it was so boring. There were 3 cautions all day. 2 of them were from Mike Bliss. 2 separate times he had mechanical problems. And another time was for Jeff Burton, who also had a mechanical problem. But it wasn't like this cool spectacle of a big smoke blown engine sort of thing. No, they literally just had a stalling issue on the track and the caution to come out and they got it pushed back to the garage and that was it. So that was very disappointing. There wasn't even... Jimmy Johnson, again, was the only guy that could really even come close to contending with Ryan Newman. And he wasn't even able to put up that much of a fight. Newman ended up going on to win the whole thing. So that kind of sucked. It was pretty boring racing. But, I mean, overall, I've done a track review on Indianapolis. You want to hear my thoughts about the facilities and everything like that. Because, again, I do include the track tour and that kind of thing as well. But it was so boring. And I hope my next experience at the next new track, not MIS, because there's definitely been some boring races at MIS. There's been some good ones. There's been some bad ones. But none of them are as bad or as boring as that day I saw in Indianapolis. And, you kind of roll with the punches sometimes. Hey, I got to see Ryan Newman win. I got to meet Joe Gibbs. That was definitely the best part of the day, was getting to meet Joe Gibbs. Which was really, really cool. So I'll never forget that. And that'll make me the only good experience for not remembering that. So thank you guys for watching the story video. If you've ever been to Indianapolis to see the Brickyard or the road course race or the Indy 500 or anything else, let me know your experience about it in the comment section down below. Did I just catch Indy on a bad day? Because based on other races, I don't think I did. I think that was pretty commonplace for the Cup Series in Indianapolis. But I'd love to go back to see the Indy 500, but that's about it. I don't have any desire to go back to see it for a NASCAR race or anything like that. But so that's going to do it for this video. Stay tuned for much more amazing content. Until next time, everybody, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.